afternoon, YouTube, here on a Saturday. Here with you on the Motorola, as you can see. This is the bezel that Ron C. Graciously made me. And there's the little centerpiece in there. I think I messed up the dial face, though, from trying to get that off. I was going to re-glue it, but, you know, this part over here was really loose. In fact, it's just barely sticking on there, but this side stuck very well, so it didn't want to come off. So I'm going to have to smooth all that back down and put some contact cement under it. And but it does look very nice, and I really appreciate that, Ron. I've just got to figure out how to put the clear plastic under that. And let me take this off real second here. There are three, I guess, mounting deals here, so those will hopefully be able to either put screws through them or something and get those to work. But I'll figure out something. I just wanted to let you know that I did get it and show you what it would look like, and let you know how much I appreciate it. I really do. So, alright, that's that. Let me get into the next segment here. Alright, what this next segment is going to be about is the Boombox. And this may be a lengthy flap about that. This is the subwoofer that I purchased for it. It's an 8-inch subwoofer. Now, it's probably not the most expensive kind, obviously, but I think for this little Boombox project it's going to work out very well. And to power that, I got this. It's a Boss CE102 2-channel power amplifier. It does have a built-in crossover for this one. Will be a low pass, I suppose. High level inputs and a gain control. Now, that's the only thing that's going to power that subwoofer is this. I say that, but it's actually going to be hooked to the output of the amplifier that I built the other day from IC Station, and that will power. let me get it. Hang on. All right, as I said, let me get this down a little bit. As I said, the that amplifier that I built from IC Station, the 15 watt per channel, will power these mid-range. These are called mid-range bass, and this is exactly what I wanted. And let me turn these over, because the system's going to use, like I said, the subwoofer for the bass, and that's the only thing that amplifier will power. I have decided is these here. And what I'm going to need, and I told you guys that I was going to need some help finding this stuff, because I'm not a big audio guy, and you know, these are 4 ohm speakers. The reason I'm not powering both this and the tweeter off of the same amp is because of that 4 ohms. The amp is rated at 4 to 8 ohms. Now, by the time you put the tweeter in there, and I didn't unbox it, but it's in there, it's 4 ohm. And there's going to be a capacitor, an 8 microfarad capacitor, non-polarized, to just pass the highs for the tweeter. And the inductor is what I'm going to need the help with. You guys are going to have to help me basically come up with the rest of the inductor for this, so that you know, I can power this. But the reason I didn't go with both of them on the same one is because of 4 ohms. Now, from electronics, you know, if you put 4 ohms, a 4 ohm speaker here and 4 ohm speaker here in parallel, you come up with 2 ohms. That's too low for the amplifier. Okay, and if you put them in a series, it would be roughly 8 ohms, but then you lose your ability to put the capacitor in there, because once you put the capacitor in there, it's gonna basically have the same effect on both items. It's going to limit it to high frequencies. So what I have decided to do is power these I should say, from their own amplifier. And I got the idea when I bought that PAM 8403. I thought, you know, after I got to thinking about this dilemma here with the impedance match, or mismatch I should say, I thought, you know, I could use that little PAM 8403 to drive the tweeters, because it's a stereo amp, it's 3 watt. It would be plenty to drive these tweeters, and I could still put my 8 microfarad cap in there and have the inductor for this to keep the low frequencies for it, and things would be fine, I do believe. The crossover that I'm looking for on this is 5,000 hertz. Everything above 5,000 will go here. Everything below 5,000 goes here. And again, the subwoofer has its own thing. But anyway, to this end, I went ahead and ordered another one of the PAM 8403 amplifiers. I found one with the volume control, and that's what I wanted, because this way it's going to have separate level controls for the tweeters, separate level control for the woofer, or mid-range woofer, whatever you want to call it, and separate for the subwoofer. That should be a wonderful setup. Now the let's see what I'm trying to think. The MP3 decoder, encoder, Bluetooth, whatever you want to call that thing, that has its own remote with the volume and equalizer and stuff like that. So that's where all that will come in. And like I said, it's its own little thing, and it requires 12 volts. Basically this requires 12 volts, and the other item, let's see, what was the other one? Oh, the little PAM, now it only requires 5 volts. So I'll have to come up with a 5 volt regulator type circuit to power that. But it can run off the same power supply, it's not a big deal. But like I said, that's, the Bluetooth was the other thing that runs on 12 volts. But all that, you know, so it should work out perfectly as far as that part of it. So I'm not really having the problem that I started to have, you know, with the impedance matching. But so that's what I'm looking at right now, is the items that you see here, and that's going to be my speaker system. But this thing should crank pretty good, I think. I'm hoping anyway. The box, that's the next thing. Now the box is going to be a design that I'm copying basically from the Iowa EOS 9, I think is what it's called. But I'm going to flash pictures up of that and of the box design that I came up with as well. And I'm also going to show basically the material I will be using to build this out of. And I've already designed not designed, but figured out the dimensions that I'm going to need and things like that. It's basically going to be 24 inches wide and 10 inches deep. So tall wise, it's going to be 13 inches. That's going to be the basic dimensions of the box. So I think that should work out good. These are 8-inch. That's going to leave me, or no, these are 6.5 inch. The subwoofer is 8-inch, and that's going to leave me enough room for a 10-inch box that I'm going to build for the subwoofer itself. It's going to be sealed, and it will have a 10-inch box, and this will be a 10 by 10 by 10. So you guys can do the math on that for the volume. But I'm also going to use the acoustic baffle, or not baffling, but fiberglass type insulation around the insides of both speaker systems, to where I don't have the boominess. I have more of a solid bass sound to it, so that's going to be used. I haven't found that yet, but I'm going to be finding that. What else am I doing here? But anyway, like I said, I show you the pictures here. This is going to be the 8-inch, or the heavy part of the frame, and this will be the bottom piece, the top piece, and the sides. Okay, and it'll all be made out of 1/2-inch MDF, and I think that's going to be nice and rigid for everything. Like I said, it's going to be glued, and that's going to be pretty much it. But it will be glued and set really good before I even try to. The corners, the bevel corners for the front, where it goes around for the, that part, it's going to be all sanded down, and like I said, it's going to look professional. Excuse me. And so that's going to be that. And now the other piece that I have is the going to be the front and the back of the thing, where the speakers will be mounted to, and it's going to be the 1/4-inch MDF, and I'm thinking this will be fine too. It will be probably glued in the front and screwed in the back for easy access, and so that's what I'm looking at for the cabinet itself. And so you guys let me know what you think about that. But you guys have any other suggestions about what's, if I've said something you think is wrong or something like that, let me know, because I'm trying to figure this out, and I want to that's another thing. This MDF, I've never really gotten to where I used it for a finish type project to paint things like that. And I know it says it's paintable, and my plan on painting is a flat black base coat, and probably the hammered finish, black satin maybe, or whatever that Rust-Oleum comes in for the top coat. And I think that should give it a good appearance. Now also for the covers for this speaker and this speaker over here, the subwoofer, I have an 8-inch grill coming for that, 2 6.5-inch grills coming for these, and I think the tweeters will be just fine. They're not exposed as far as the paper cone or anything like that. They're just like a more like a horn type of well, let's look at them and see, but I'm pretty sure that's what they are. I think we've looked at them before, but I'll look at them again. What the heck? If I can get them out. I just don't have enough feeling in my fingers to get this job done. I got hold of something. Ah, it's coming. I know, I feel it. Alright, there they are. Like I said, this is the back of it. Here, okay. Now, there's like a metal, not metal, but I mean it's like a metal. I think that will be fine. It will be sitting like that, basically. 2 screws on the bottom. Now, I'm going to show you, if I haven't shown you, I'm going to show you this picture again of the front of how this is going to be mounted. These are basically going to be mounted like this, with the bottom speaker towards the center and the offset on the tweeter on each side. So, I think that should give the best, and that with the angle of the front should give some good stereo separation as well. So, like I said, that's the plan on that. So, covers for this and for the big speaker, and like I said, I think those will be just fine, open like they are. There's nothing, it's a plastic type of I think it'll be fine. So don't need a grill for that. So anywho, that's what the plan is for that. I've got most of the stuff planned out pretty good. All the electronics, I still haven't, like I said, come up with the power supply for the little PAM amplifier. And I did find a page on that that tells a lot of things about how to wire that, and using shielded cable basically for the input and for the power supply, and those shielded cables should be connected together as far as the ground is concerned, which was kind of odd, but you know, try it and see. It's supposed to cut down on the noise, I think, a bit, but they say that amplifier works really good, so I'm going to find out. I'll have an extra one, obviously, that I can use for another project. I would have used it for this one, but I didn't have any way to control the level. I could have added a volume type pot to the, you know, there's places on there that shows you how to do that. I think it was a 10K pot, stereo type pot. But I thought, well, you know, by the time I buy that and ship it and everything, and it's, you know, I can buy another. I think the amplifier was just less than $5 shipped, and that's from here in the States too. So, so it's got the volume control already on it. It's even an on-off type switch too. So, not that you'd really want to switch off your tweeters, but like I said, you know, you could if you wanted to. So. Like I said, it should be very controllable, and the level should be able to. You should be able to set it. Now, I think the way I would do it, and it'd be me, but once I set the levels, I wouldn't mess with those, and just use the remote and the volume off of the MP3 Bluetooth module to control everything as far as how it sounds and things like that. Basically, you just want to set the levels and stuff like that to get it. To get it started, and you know, line it up and let her go. But so that's what I'm looking at with the Boombox project. A little ambitious on my part as far as what I'm used to doing. And let me get some camera going this the other way. Hang on a sec. All right, like I said, I'm gonna get this thing done, and hopefully, and we'll see how she sounds. And I think, you know, of course the camera's not going to do it justice, I'm sure, but also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I found a pretty decent place to put the camera. I'm going to take a picture of this with the other one so that you can see how I have this set up. Alright, now there's the screwdriver holder, and you'll see the camera right there in one of the slots area, and that's a perfect location for it. It's perfect, and that's, I just take the screwdrivers out temporarily and use that for my vlog, I guess, camera or whatever. But so it does work pretty good. Anyway, see, there was some other stuff I wanted to talk about. Really, it's the Boombox. See, the Boombox problem, originally why I was going to do this little flap about it was trying to figure out how I could have wired the two speakers, 4-ohm speakers, into the 4/8 ohm amplifier to where it would work. And with the now, I could have bought a dedicated crossover and did that. That probably would have worked. But the problem with that is they're expensive, for one thing. And I thought, rather than do that, it's much easier, cheaper to just use one of those little amplifiers and have separate amps for both of them. Everything's peaceful and quiet, and happy with that, I should say. So that's my thoughts on that. Again, you guys, you know, chime in if you think that's a bad idea or whatever. You know, I like I said, I'm asking for your opinion. I like to know what you guys think about things. The tube thing, tube tester. Lucky Larry bought one, by the way. It's just like mine. I sent him the PDF that Ron C sent me with the Coltronics data on it. That seems to be the best one that I have found so far. I was really disappointed with that book I bought. I thought, given all those, you know, I didn't actually, you know, well, there's no way you can online because it doesn't, you know, display the pages online. It just tells you how many pages there are. And once I got it, I looked at it and said, man, that's got a lot of listings. But I really think, and I haven't confirmed this yet, but I think there's the same listings are just listed twice in there. In other words, I think they go through the list and then they go through it again. So I think that's not what I'm, and that makes it look like there's a lot more pages. That's kind of bad deal if that's what they've done. But you know, buyer beware. You know how that works. Anywho, the Coltronics has it laid out a lot better, and I like it much better the way it's laid out, and it's obviously more complete. Now, I did find those tube tests for the other tubes and some older data that I had, and so, you know, I can test the tubes, and it was in the Coltronics too, but so I can test those tubes, and as soon as I get a camera mount over there, I'm going to do that. But I really don't like holding the camera with my hands and trying to do that. That's just not a good way of doing it. So I really want to build some kind of a little, and it could be this piece of wood coming out with a tripod mount on it or something, and something simple, because, you know, it's just going to be a stationary type camera that I can put the camera on real quick, take the pictures and video or whatever, and then get back to using the camera for something else, and maybe even be able to swing that out of the way. I'm thinking about mounting it with a screw like I used to have you remember my old camera boom that I had, the wooden things, and I could swing them around. That's what I'm thinking about, and just put that where I can swing it in so we can swing it out and get it out of the way. So I'm all about function over form, I guess. I like to have things that are useful and you know, to where they can be used for more than one thing, multi-purpose, whatever. I'm trying something a little bit different with this too, and it's going to be subtle. For anybody that's watched Dan Love's videos, Busman 54, you notice he puts music in his background, and I think that's what I'm going to try, putting a little of that in, just to see what it sounds like. Something different, something to play with. I've been satisfied so far with VideoPad. I don't know that I'm going to try anything different. I did get the new Magix. It used to be Sony Movie Studio 15. I've got a copy of that now on my actually on my laptop and my desktop in the living room now. I haven't tried it yet. They say it's pretty good. I may try to, you know, use it one of these days to see what it does, but I doubt that I'll leave VideoPad, because VideoPad's just so easy. It's just the easiest editor I've ever used, and I had some problems with it on this last video, the one that was 30 minutes long. Seems like a long video, it gets a little stuttery at the end. Where the little preview window comes up, says it's building the preview. I'll get a loop, and it'll basically go over that same loop several times, and then if you split it and go to another thing, it'll be fine. But then if you go back to that section, it seems like it just can't get that preview built. I'm not sure if it's a memory problem or what, but I only have that problem when it's a long video, so hoping I don't have it with this one. You know, one of the things is that you add things to that, transitions, things like that, and that's each transition you add is going to add a little bit more to the memory, and stuff like that. So anyway, that's that. Trying to think what's next on the bench. I don't have any kits coming that I remember anyway. Taking a little break from the kits, but I do have the PAM 8403 with the volume control coming for the boombox. I have the grills coming for the speakers, and I believe there was something else, but I don't remember what it was now. If I think of it, I'll let you know. Let's see. I think that's about it. I thought this was going to be a longer video, but that was before I figured out how to solve my impedance matching problem. That's going to be fun. Getting all the electronics wired, and yeah, that's another thing. I was thinking Home Depot I could find that maybe that acoustic fiberglass, whatever you call it. And what I'm interested in is the close foam type, about yay wide, and I don't want the big, obviously the big housing fiberglass baffled insulation type. I don't want that. I want something that's basically just a really small, it's acoustical baffling or insulation, whatever you want to call it. But I've seen it before. In fact, I've used it before, and it's good for speaker systems like this because you don't want anything real big in there, but at the same time you want something to keep the boominess of the box down. And so that's what I'm looking for on that. Supposed to go to my mother's house Monday. I was going to go this weekend, but Kylie had other things to do, so she couldn't go. And my daughter suggested Monday because she doesn't work, and she is out of school now. So basically I have been retired from from Kylie transportation duties. I'm sure I'll be taking her to work probably over the summer some, but once she starts school in the fall, they are hoping that she will have her license and a car. I think her paternal grandparents are getting her giving her a car, so I think that's going to be good. I mean, she'll have her own transportation and she can drive herself where she needs to go that way. Maybe she can drive me some places that way. That'd be nice. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always a little bit hesitant about. Now my kids, it didn't seem to bother me as much riding with them, and but my grandkids, I'm just a little bit, more hesitant. I don't know, I guess it's because I'm older, but at the same time I think, everybody should be, pretty good at it, I guess, but I don't know. Anyway, like I said, that's just me, I guess, but anywho, I have blathered on. I was going to do an eating flapping video, Bill, but just didn't. I already had my noodles this morning, and I thought, well, I could get a little lunch and go out and sit in the. It's supposed to be hot out there. I think 90 they're talking about here. 90 here is pretty hot. So I thought, well, in this nice air-conditioned apartment, why go out? So here I am. Not very adventurous today. I don't know why, but I am. So anywho, hope you guys notice. You probably can't even see this far down, but there's some yellow. This is noodle juice. If you see that at all, yeah, nice clean shirt, put on, got noodle juice on. Yeah, that's the way it works, I reckon. Anyway, like I say, I keep trying to think of something else I was wanting to. I really, and I've threatened to do this several times, to make notes. So I'll make sure I cover everything, because 9 times out of 10 I get here and I don't remember what I was talking about. I guess that comes with age, I don't know. But anywho, oh yeah, this was cool. I get on Facebook quite a bit, and here lately there's been advertisements, and I'm pretty sure it's Chinese, sunrise, sunshine, something. But these teeth caps. Have you guys seen these? They're like $20 a set for uppers and $20 for a set for lowers, and they basically just fit over your teeth, brighten your teeth, whiten your teeth. And I thought, well, that is wild. They say you can eat with them, and everything. So I'm not going to spend $20 to find out, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, it's instant false teeth, I guess. It's just weird. I guess the Chinese, they have to come up with something else, all the time. So anyway, they're inventive, I'll say that. I think that's about it. I have covered everything. I have to move on. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching this stupid video. And we will see ya.
That's all, folks.